Hey everybody. It has been about 3 days since I checked my crayfish slash minnow trap, and we're going to go do that now. But the more I'm looking at my tank, the more I'm realizing we don't really need to get any more minnows in here. We definitely don't need any more crayfish in here. This tank is already way overpopulated with crayfish, and they will pretty shortly will reduce their own numbers to where we can maybe add some more crayfish later in the summer. But for now, the tank has more than enough crayfish to go around. It also has more than enough minnows in here to go around. So what we're going to do is we're going to go check the trap, but instead of taking my little bait bucket, we're going to take my big white bucket, and we can actually get some of the minnows separated out and put them in a bucket that we can look at them. And if we can find anything particularly interesting or unique, and certainly if I can find any more of these gorgeous rosy-sided dace right here, I will bring them home. Otherwise, we can more or less just throw the minnows back, and then I am going to use the crayfish that we catch to go fishing for some smallmouth this afternoon. So let's get going, and I will see you guys down the street, and we'll take a little walk up the stream to where the crayfish trap is, and we'll see what we got. Alright everybody, I like to do some sort of transitional segment between the basement and the stream down the end of the street. Excuse me. So I thought today I would just bring you along for the ride. It only takes about a minute once I get out of the driveway. And it's a really pretty drive, and it is such a beautiful day. I didn't think you'd mind spending an extra minute's worth of video driving down the street with me. So the little stream we just passed is indeed the stream we're going to. It's just a matter of where I can go without being on anybody's private property around here. The stream more or less flows from one person's property to another, and I do have permission to go on the property where I've got the trap set now. In fact, if you will notice these couple of trees right, let's see where we're going. I don't know if they removed it or not now that I'm looking for it. I just kind of know where it is. Yeah, I think they cut it down right where I was mentioning those large trees. That's pretty much the end of the property that I can go on, and then of course if we go right there down into the stream that we just passed, that's sort of like public property because it just flows through. I honestly don't know who owns that. All of that area we're looking at now as we turn around, and we are actually turning around in the driveway of the guy that owns the property that we're getting ready to go on. But as far as going downstream from this bridge, I'm not sure who actually owns that. Maybe one day we'll find out. Anyway, we're here. I'll see you at the stream in a minute. Alright, now as I've already mentioned, we don't really need to bring any minnows or anything home. I don't really need to spend any time out here trying to catch them. So my little dip net is all I brought with us today. And that is just going to be to sort through whatever fish we put in the bucket. I really wish this camera did better at looking through the water, and you get an idea of all the hundreds of little fish darting around. There's another little school of them right in there. Oh, it's right where we left it. Ooh, there's some good sized looking fish in it. Wonder what we got. Oh, we got a little sculpin. You know what? I think we might as well just bring these home with us. So the trap still has food left in it. And we'll go ahead and throw it back in there, because I still need crayfish to go fishing this afternoon. In fact, I'm not going to throw it in right here. We're going to take it with us, and I'm going to throw it in by where we parked. And that should get me some crayfish for fishing this afternoon over the next couple of hours. First, I got to go home and get some lawn cut. All right, well, I'm going to call that a good score today. We got some cool looking fish in there. We'll find out what they are when we get home. I'm really surprised there wasn't a single crayfish in there. That one sculpin looks really cool. I'm pretty sure that's a sculpin. Those can come home with us. And now over here where the water is much deeper, this is more suited to finding crayfish. All right, I'll come back and check that in a couple hours. In the meantime, we're gonna take these fish and head on home. All right, everybody, here we are. And we're not gonna get too good of a look at them in here, but I mean, you can get an idea. There's some good sized fish in there. So let's get right to it, because they are really crammed in here. That's the one I like. He is cool. That's the one I'm guessing is a sculpin. Really, really neat looking fish. I don't think it's a darter. It's got that really rounded sort of blunt head, whereas the darters, as far as I understand it, seem to have more of a pointier face. And those minnows, those big ones that I just released, are the same as those other ones I've got in here. They're just larger. And I keep saying that I think I've got two different species of these tan minnows, possibly even three, but I definitely think I have two different species of these tan minnows with the dark line down the side. And once I get a chance to get in here and get this tank a little more cleaned up, we might be able to... Oh, we just missed that crayfish grabbing him. I mean, that fish literally swam right underneath the crayfish. Now we got these two big ones fighting. He is all riled up. Or possibly she, I'm not sure. Never bothered to check all the crayfish. It is actually pretty easy to check the crayfish, but I never bothered. At any rate, once I get this tank cleaned up, we will do another video specifically where we look closely at the differences between the two little minnows that have the brown stripes down the side, but I'm pretty sure I've got at least two different species of those in here, and the big ones are the ones with the really blunt, rounded face, the ones that we just brought home. The other ones have a slightly more pointed face, and they have a little bit more iridescent color to them. They're not so dull as those large ones we just caught. But at any rate, that was the gist of this video. It was just sort of meant to have a look at us going down and getting some. Now that we've got them and we're in here, we'll let the tank settle down a little bit, and then we will do a video this evening after I've got the tank wiped down and we can actually see what we're looking at in there. So make sure you're subscribed. That way you won't miss any of the updates on this tank or anything else I do. It's the good time of year, so I'll be doing a lot of outdoor stuff as well. You don't want to miss any of that. This is my native tank, don't forget. And thanks again for watching this one. I'll see you real soon in the next one.